you so much for coming back and joining me on my YouTube channel, Supreme Comics Girl. So in tonight's video, I am going to be coming on and giving you my review and sort of honest thoughts. This is going to be spoilers, by the way. So if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of the Marvel series on Disneyplus, WandaVision, then you might want to go and watch them first, trust me, before you come back and watch it with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever. So guys, I really enjoyed this. I didn't put it on my 5 most anticipated TV series for this year simply because I didn't really know whether it was going to be something that I was going to really be able to get into or what have you, so that's why I didn't put it on the list. However, I watched both of these back to back this afternoon, and I found the second episode a lot more enjoyable and found that it got into the flow of things a lot more. I loved how they both opened up with obviously the Marvel intro that we get with all the movies, you know, dim, 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 you know. So that was fantastic, got me feeling those Marvel vibes, you know. And the episodes are in black and white. Now there is a bit of colour, which I will get into at the end of this. But I loved how it opened up where they were in the car and then they went into this house that had a for sale sign outside, and then she done her magic. Scarlet Witch, Wanda done her magic and it said sold. So they both went into that house and that's their house that they live in. Now that actually, this show starts off, it's basically like they're doing this show Bewitched basically, and she's like Samantha kind of thing, you know, the series Bewitched. But then we also had a movie called Bewitched, which I did do a review on my channel, with Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman. And that happens in the movie. Samantha sees a house that she likes and it says for sale, and then she does her magic and then it says, you know, sold or whatever. But basically, from what I gather from this show is they are in this like false reality world, basically. It's a false reality. And one thing I will say that I really did not like about this off the bat was the amount of time that the credits were on at the end. Although this was like a 29 minute episode, it was more like 21 minutes, because I actually went back to where it ended and then to where the end credits ended. And the end credits, like what the friggity frig was up with the end credits? There was 8 minutes worth, like 7 to 8 minutes worth of credits. And I thought that was a bit much. And the visuals were cool and everything, like don't get me wrong. Produced by Kevin Feige and all that malarkey, that's all well and good and all, but when I'm sitting down Disneyplus and Marvel to watch a brand new series of something and I think it's going to be 29 minutes long, I don't want to be seeing an 8 minute end credit, no offense. And it was the same for episode 2, it was like 7 or 8 minutes. But anyways, moving on guys, at the end of episode 1 we got to see this like sword Insignia. And we seen that on like a dark book and also on a monitor. But basically what that is SWORD, they are an intelligence organization. And basically what they do is they help prevent alien threats on Earth. That's what they basically are. And we've seen that sort of throughout these 2 episodes. As I say, we've seen it on this like book where the first episode ended, and then and on the monitor as well, and then we got to see it at the end of episode 2 where it ended, because this review is basically just me talking over both episodes guys, so sorry if I kind of go off on a bit of a tangent. But you know, it was like a beekeeper at the end of episode 2 and he came up from the manhole, and then on his like costume or outfit or whatever you want to call it, it also had that sword Insignia. Another thing that I want to say is that I like the whole idea of them trying to, you know, blend in with the rest of the neighbourhood and everything. I thought that was quite funny, quite comedic, added comedy to it. You know, so you sort of had Wanda sort of, you know, she was stirring her drink with the ice cubes and she was like, you know, copying everyone else and trying to copy their sort of things that they do. But one thing I found a bit strange and a bit weird was, I mean, comics aside, the fact that Scarlet Witch can literally, in the comics, bring down comets from the sky. She was able to magic rings for them both to wear. She was able to magic all sorts of things. And with her powers, she can, you know, magically create really weird things. And to be honest, I find it a bit weird that when Vision's boss came to, you know, Paul Bettany, his boss and his wife, who was played by, actually, you know, the girl from Friends. It's Phoebe's brother's girlfriend, and Phoebe has like the triplets for them. Well, anyway, it was her, and they came over for dinner. Vision's boss, and I find it a bit weird that she couldn't just magic up just even something, like, I don't know, an apple tart, I don't know, steak and chips or something. I find that a bit strange, and I felt like the first episode was a bit, I wouldn't say boring, but what didn't really have much going on. It was really just about this dinner and getting this dinner cooked, and I'm just going, why can't she just go ding, magic, just something, even a packet of sandwiches or something, come on girl, but anyways, what I will say is the insignia was also shown, was something I thought was really cleverly done, was there was like a helicopter, and it was in among like her hedge or something like that, and Wanda went outside and she lifted it, and it had again that sword insignia, which is really interesting, because interesting that that was the only sort of color really that you got to see within the episode, well, pretty much. So I find that very interesting, and something that I am going to not predict, so don't hold me to this, right? But something that I think may be possible is that this series, WandaVision, could be setting us up for possibly X-Men. Could that be possible? And also, if you think about it, like this sword insignia, right? For this intelligence organization, that it was first introduced in the comics, so it could be possible. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. And also, we also knew from the trailers anyway that she was pregnant. And she said to Vision, is this really happening or whatever? And he says, yes, it is, and it's already begun or whatever or something, right? So I feel like we've also went forward and in time in this episode already, and we're only on like the second episode. But in the comics, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, actually had 2 twin boys, but that was through magic. So I find it really, really cool that they are actually already within 2 episodes, they're sticking really closely to the comics. And that's what I really like about it. That's what I really, really, really like. And I'm now really more intrigued for episode 3. And we ended up where it all started, the black and white went away and everything came into colour. So that was really, really cool. But it left me going, no, I need to see episode 3 right now. But the acting was fantastic by the 2 lead characters, which was Elizabeth Olsen. I always get mixed up because the way she has 2 sisters, and I used to watch that show that they were in, Mary Kate and Ashley, the twins, and the Olsen twins. But anyways, I think Paul Bettany is absolutely terrific, and I loved in episode 2 that there was a lot more going on, and I loved the whole talent show, the magic tricks and everything, and I loved how obviously Vision can't eat food, and then he was offered like chewing gum, and he obviously took it, and then the guy patted him on the shoulder, and then he by accident swallowed it, and then they kind of showed it going down and all through the cogs and everything, and it kind of like made him come across as though when he was doing the show like he was drunk. But it was just that he obviously can't function with that being processed inside him. And also episode 2, I liked how they kind of did the Bewitched styled intro. We obviously still had the Marvel Comics intro, dun 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 dun, the proper Marvel intro with the music and everything, but then they did a little bit of short scene or whatever, what have you, acting, and then they done their own sort of styled Wanda and Vision sort of Bewitched TV series intro, how the intro of the Bewitched TV series was. So I found that was really cool. I like the fact that there was a girl in it, it was her neighbour. I don't know the actor's name, but it was the girl out of Step Brothers who fancied Dale, the comedy Step Brothers. I'm sure most of you have seen Step Brothers, so you know who I mean. And even though she wasn't really saying anything funny, I'm just laughing because I'm like, I know her from Step Brothers. That's freaking hilarious. So like there was a couple of characters in there out of comedy stuff that I've seen, and overall I was actually quite impressed and taken back by this, to be honest, because I didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't really know if it would be something that would be for me, to be honest. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in episode 3, guys. I would love to know all your thoughts and opinions down below. I thought she looked really well. She looked beautiful in this episode, Wanda. And yeah, Paul Bettany is a very talented actor, to be honest. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And of course, I love both these characters in general from Marvel, from the Marvel movies, and I love their romance. I always have done within the movies. Infinity War absolutely was just like, oh my gosh, I have never felt so much silence within a movie theater or whatever. And when everybody came out after seeing Infinity War, oh my gosh, it was just pure silence. You know how when you come out of a movie and you just normally hear people going, oh yeah, and you're talking away. No one spoke, literally no one spoke like that. Oh my gosh. It made me cry, that movie, and I don't feel afraid to say that because I'm sure it made a lot of people cry. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking now, and thank you so much for watching. I want to know all your thoughts. What did you think about these 2 episodes? I found the first episode was a bit draggy, but with all pilots, I said I was going to stop talking, but I'm still talking. Anyways, the first episode was the pilot, obviously, of course, and I think with any TV show when it's just starting out, the pilot can sometimes be a wee bit, you know what I mean? And it was a wee bit, I don't know about this, but it was a wee bit slow. But then when I saw the sword insignia, I was like, oh, that's from the comics. So I love the fact that they're going along with the comics, and I hope they carry on to do so. And could I be wrong? Like, or is it possible that this could be setting up somehow for X-Men to be introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Oh my gosh, Hector freaking well, yes, I'd be so down for that. I am down for that, let me tell you. But yes, acting was great. I liked that it was in black and white. I really, really liked it. I did really, really like it. So I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I will say the second episode was way, way better than the first episode. There was more going on, and the first episode I didn't really find it funny, but the second episode there was a lot more comedic pieces within it, and that's something that has always sort of driven me to Marvel movies, because Marvel movies, they have good stories, but something they also have is good visuals, good CGI, but they also have cheesy random comedy, and I'm all about the cheesiness, I'm all about the randomness. So yeah, keep it coming, Marvel. I'm liking it so far, and Disneyplus has been doing so well. I mean, The Mandalorian, now this, and then the Loki series is coming out. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I cannot wait for that. So let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comments, and other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.